All right. Well, everybody, I'm going to play a big fat one of these right now. So I have no idea where the hell Adam and Brian are, but it's the Everyone Has a Podcast segment. So this is officially now the freeform segment time or whatever. So if anybody wants to just jump in here and bullshit with me. Unfortunately, I should have had some backup content planned or whatever. Either that or you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to play the Dropkick Murphys over and over and over and over again. Oh, basically, we're in the second third of the live stream for The Cure. I've got my 3 cocks in a pot meal actually warming up on the stove. I don't know where Adam and Brian are, so that may actually, in fact, be something that myself and David just have to go it alone. I do not know. And Afterburn sent me the picture of Cobra with the eye grow hair thing on his head. In this, oh man, that is amazing. Absolutely love that. That is just brilliant. Yes, thank you very, very much, everybody, for stopping by on the live stream. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for donating. We're pushing hard to try to get... Mr. Scott LeVar, welcome to the live stream. Thank you very, very much for being here. Absolutely love you. Caleb, yeah, please jump in, dude. Whoever is on listening right now, please jump in. We'll be more than happy to have you on here because I have no idea where Adam and Brian are or if they're coming or... They created a Discord account. They definitely created a Discord account, but I just don't know where they are. Well, we've got to keep moving. We don't have time to wait around for whatever to happen here. So hopefully we won't have any further issues. Unfortunately, we did have a couple other guests that had to check out on us earlier today. Much to my dismay, but unfortunately these things do happen. Let's see, where are we going next? So after this quote-unquote Everyone Has a Podcast segment, so this is just going to be me randomly bullshitting about stuff. And then after this, we go into probably 2 cocks in a pot, I'm guessing, unless, I don't know if they forgot or what the hell they're doing. Let's see. Trying to find them. I don't know. Someone go to Grand Cache and search them out. Quick like a bunny. Hop. Talk about Destiny 2. God damn it, Scott. No. Oh, my Lord. Let's see. We need another GIF for the stream here. I'm going to throw this Homer spinning. I love this Homer spinning in here. He's spinning in front of Goldwave. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, like I said, if anybody is listening, anybody wants to jump on the air and just bullshit with me, feel free. I'll be more than happy to have you. Until then, I'm just going to keep playing the Dropkick.
Oh, listen to you. You're really lonely, aren't you?
David, the producer. How the hell? Yeah, I am lonely. I'm lonely. Our third cock is not going to put himself in our pot, I guess.
I really wanted just to hear you squirm for a little bit, to be quite honest.
You son of a bitch. Welcome. Thank you very much for jumping in here.
Oh, Dave, my pleasure, bud. How you doing?
Good. Fantastic. We've already raised $800. We're doing good.
Wow. Well, how much did you raise? I'm sorry.
We've raised $800 so far.
800. That's awesome.
We're at 800 so far. And I mean, like I said, CRI matches everything for the month of May. So that's already $1,600 that we've raised just in terms of donations today. So that's absolutely amazing. Still got a long way to go toward our goal, but hopefully this Homer spinning around in circles will get people to... Actually, that they might donate to make it stop. I don't know.
Well, I was hoping that somebody would throw a couple extra bucks in there for a beard trimmer, but you know.
Yeah, that would make my wife happy. She'd probably attack me with one as soon as they gave it to her. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm guessing that we're just not going to see Adam and Brian today or whatever. I don't know. So at any rate, I'm thrilled to have you here. We're going to be joined by both yourself and your lovely wife a little bit later on here.
Yes, and she was willing to be the third cock in a pot. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, I don't know how that works either.
I was going to say two cocks, and I was going to say something else, but I can't. I can't get myself to say it, so I'm sorry.
I'll say it. 2 cocks and a clam.
Yeah. Two cocks and a clam. Are you okay with that? She says okay with clam. That's fine.
Game over, man. It's game
Oh
over.
my good Lord. Let's see. So we've got that. We've got, I don't know. I haven't heard from Ro. He never responded in any of those Twitter messages I sent out. So I'm hoping that Ro's going to show up, but it may just be you two. But even if it is, I've got my bourbon already. So I'm going to have some bourbon with you guys at 5 when that gets here. And then we're going into games for an hour and a half. We're going to give away prizes every hour and a half in the stream. And then I'm going to reset the stream at the end of that before we get into what are you drinking later on tonight at about 7 o'clock. And that's when I'm going to crack open some beer that I've got. But, well, you know what, David, since you're here, you produce the Unwritable Rant Podcast, which, again, stars your wife, Juliette. And
Yeah, that would be me.
there she is. Oh, my God.
Hey, the one and only.
All right. Now, I need you guys to pretend you're Canadian because that's not what this segment's supposed to be just yet.
Yeah, hey there, up there by. I got nothing really.
You know, when I listen to their podcast, I love listening to those guys, I do, but because I speak so quickly, I listen to their podcast at about 1.7 speed, and then I feel like it's not too slow. It's just, they're just so laid back with the way that they speak up there. I just can't listen to it at normal speed. It just doesn't even sound right if I try to.
I told Adam one day I'm going to actually get a pad and a pen, and I'm going to just count every time that they say the word sorry, sorry, sorry.
Make sure it's college ruled so you have more lines per page. Oh my Lord! Oh, you know what? This is what I'm going to throw up in here for the GIF for right now. There we go. Oh, but yeah, no, I thank you guys for being here. I definitely appreciate it. I absolutely love the Unwritable Rant, and you know, I've like I said, I made you guys proud. I bought some bourbon that I am.
Yeah, what kind of bourbon is it that you got?
It is from Finger Lakes Distilling, which is on Seneca Lake in the beautiful Finger Lakes here in New York. It says Mackenzie on it. I don't know if that's just the name that they put on it because it's whatever. But it's a single barrel, aged 5 years, and I can't remember the mash bill on it because I don't have it right here, like right next to me, so I can't tell you. I think it was 70% wheat, 20% corn.
All right, you're
10%
drinking a
rye.
wheater.
Something
I'll
like
bet
that.
it's going to be good. It sounds tasty. I usually drink wheaters myself.
It's like it has a really good buttery kind of caramel flavor up front. It's so good. I've been doing the water thing that I learned from you actually.
Oh, yeah, adding a little bit of water just to open it up.
Just a little bit because it makes it a little bit less harsh too because it's got a higher proof. It's like 108 proof, something like that.
Oh, yeah, you
Makes it
needed
a lot
that.
more drinkable.
Well, yeah, we've got a very old bottle of bourbon that we were considering cracking open for our segment. It's aged 15 years.
Jesus.
It's from the Orphan Barrel Forged Oak line, and the rumor on the street is that it was actually rescued from an old Pappy Van Winkle brick house. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So fuck Pappy. I'm not going to spend $150 a bottle when I can get this one for $60.
Yeah, but so it was rescued from there, but it was actually aged at Heaven Hill. So it's not actually necessarily Pappy that we're drinking, but it could be something that they experimented with a long time ago.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, the Orphan Barrel line is awesome. So they rescue these barrels from all over the country. And it's they don't know what it's going to end up being like until they age it, and they end up aging it for anywhere between 10 to 20 years. It's crazy.
Wow. I am barely, and I mean barely, tiptoeing over the line into anything that's not. Of course, I love wine, and that's why I love living this close to the Finger Lakes because I can drink a dry red literally all day, every day, and just be in absolute heaven. I prefer beer, of course, but I absolutely love those as well. But now, when we went on this
I live
trip
with a
for
dry
whatever
red.
reason- Wait a minute. Do I have any
you're
kind
so
of?
cute.
Do I have? I don't have a cymbal crash on here. I'll give you.
You can
No rim shot.
You get that instead. That's the best.
No
I got,
rim
man.
shot. All right.
That is. I
Yeah,
don't have
hey,
a rim
wait,
shot on here.
This sound is just me hitting him right now. So
Yes.
he's getting a beating.
Here you go. David.
You can probably tell that we're splitting a mic here. That's how pro we are today.
Hey, you know
Yeah.
what? It sounds absolutely fantastic, and I'm not concerned about anything. So that means she probably wanted
You're
to
just
share a
happy
mic.
we're here, right?
I am very happy you're here, but she probably wanted to share a mic, and that way, in case you get mouthy, you're in backhanding range.
Yeah, you know her all too well.
What are you saying? I'm crazy?
Point
Come on.
zero.
I'm lovely.
No, I'm just saying David's mouthy.
He is. He's a little mouthy today. We're gonna have to do something about this,
Good,
I think.
good. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, if it gets more donations going, you know what? I'll just keep beating him. So
Yeah, she'll beat the shit out of me for money. Are you kidding me?
all right. So that's
send
$5
money.
donations.
I'll hit David.
$5 donations on the stream, and Juliette will hit David.
I'm not liking this. Where's this going?
It's going to great places. I'm having fun.
Caleb says you love to whine. I love you too, Caleb. Wait, hang on.
Smooches.
You get that, Caleb. But yeah, when we went to the Finger Lakes this time, for whatever reason, we stopped at Meyer Farm Distilling, which is on the northern part of Cayuga Lake, and then we stopped at Finger Lakes Distilling, and I was just blown away. I just, because I listen to your show so much, like, I don't know anything about bourbon, but I just feel like I would experience it better because you talk about bourbon all the time on your show. So it just made it easier for me. So I did all the bourbons at both places, and Meyer had a good one.
Nice.
And then the other two that I tried at Finger Lakes Distilling were good. Not anything to be like, I think they were just, I don't know. They just didn't really do anything for me. But this one was so good. It's so just had that nice, just dreamy, like, heavenly caramel flavor right up front. And then you get all that oaked flavor and everything as you start to get through it. It's so good. It's just so good. And that's why I had to buy it.
That's the beauty of bourbon, you know? Yeah, I mean, drinking just in general, whether it's wine or bourbon or whatever, it's about the whole experience and, savoring it and enjoying it.
I cannot wait for our What Are You Drinking segment. I have a very, very special beer to crack open for that a little bit later. I've also got some homebrew. Dead Spartan 007, thank you very, very much for your donation. That's $10. That's 2 hits, Juliette.
Wait, hang on. All right, hang on. All right, it's coming.
Man.
This is really beginning to suck. I wasn't expecting this to happen.
Wait, it's beginning to suck. That was the first time.
Yeah, I know.
Those were easy. There's more coming where that
Man, somebody's going to donate like $500 right now, and then she's going to go get a
for a
weapon.
throat punch. Yeah, $500 for a throat punch. Perfect.
It's all for a good cause.
It is all for a very, very good cause. And again, if you're just joining the stream, 100% of proceeds go to the Cancer Research Institute for their continued fight against cancer. And they donate 87%, or they use, I should say, 87 cents on every dollar toward cancer research, not toward overhead or website design, as I have lamented numerous times. That has been one of the biggest struggles of doing the live stream, is people wanted to make early donations. And you go to their website, we have a team page on their website, and you make the donation, and it just disappears into cyberspace somewhere. So I have no idea what in the world the problem with that is. I've called them, emailed them, it just, whatever, I don't care. I had everybody forward me their receipts, so I know what people donated, so I could add it to the tally. That's all I care about, is that I shout them out and let them know that they're definitely appreciated for it. So we've got David and Juliette from the Unwritable Rant Podcast on here. If you've never listened to the Unwritable Rant Podcast, aside from interviews, which are absolutely fantastic, Juliette, I love listening to your interviews, but I'm not the biggest interview podcast guy, so unless it's somebody that I really kind of want to hear their story, like when Ed Begley Jr. was on the show, loved it. Love that guy. He's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he really is. He's very cool.
I love your stories. I love hearing the crazy, insane stories of just all the different things that you've done in your life, number one, and then just the trouble that follows you wherever you go. And then I always, just because I've talked to David so much, whenever you talk about him in the podcast, like giving you like a disapproving glare or whatever. I just
I'm
picture
getting one
him
right
in my
now.
head.
But you know what? I mean, we have so much fun just going out, having crazy adventures. And I've had, kind of a wild life, working with rock stars and going on the road and just dating in general. So I love having the podcast because it gives me an opportunity to kind of, air my demons, and hopefully, people respond and appreciate it and can sympathize and empathize, because we all go through this ridiculous stuff, So that's what podcasting is all about.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I like I said, I love listening to your stories, because I was on Now That I'm Older with Shane a few weeks ago, where they wanted me to tell a crazy story, and I'm just sitting there listening, and they wanted me to tell a story, and I'm like, but nothing ever happens to me. It's always I'm just there when it happens to other people, and it just. I'm never the one that it happens to, but I told the story about how when we went to the strip club for my bachelor party, by far the best part of the night was when Justin like literally jumped out of his chair and started cheering when the DJ played Prince, because it was right after Prince died. But that's the best kind of story that I have, because this stuff doesn't happen to me. I'm just around when it happens to other people, because I lay low pretty well. I'm pretty
under the radar kind of guy.
Yeah, but then again, I have my wife, and she would say it if she were here. But she's the hot mess of the two of us, where everything
Somebody's
got to
do it.
What do we got? Jared Taylor with a donation for $10.99. Caleb, you were right. You got somebody to. You got somebody who he donated 1 penny because he knew somebody would donate the 99 cents. By the way, David, that's 2 more hits.
Wait, hang on. Let's do this. All right, brace yourself.
Really?
Yes, really. Should I do one more for good measure?
No, they got to be paid for.
Yeah, that's a freebie.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, there's more coming.
I'm so glad you guys decided to jump on here on the microphone, because, yeah, I'm trying to figure out the way, like, and then I was trying to think, like, I just have to bullshit, like, Brian and Adam do. But then I'm like, but what am I going to talk about? Because I don't have anybody to bounce anything off of. I don't know what I'm going to say, or I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh my God,
Nick, you were talking about that nothing ever happens to you. If it wasn't, Juliette is very similar to your wife, where I just, I'm kind of more the laid back guy, and shit just happens to her. So that's why she has a podcast and I don't. That's the way I look at it. My podcast would be really boring.
Yeah, sort of like this one right now. Jesus, God, I'm terrible.
Oh, you're great, man. No, this is great. Are you kidding me?
I love you guys, though. You guys are fucking awesome. And we have Gareth and Bex. They just showed up over in Discord as well. They're going to be on with us for games a little bit later on here, around 6 o'clock my time, I believe. That's, I think, 8 a.m. for them over there in Australia. So
they're on Mars, right? It's Mars. It's just so far away. I just have no point of reference.
They're now waking up on the other side of the world. We had Paul in here from the Countdown, of course, earlier this afternoon. He went to bed. He's going to get up and get on with us again once it hits nighttime here. So he's going to basically bookend this thing for us, which is absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to have him back. And yeah, the stream games are going to be really, really fun. We're just basically going to do just silly party games. Where when we played last year, when we went out to the river trip that we do every year for college, we just all sat around in Caleb's apartment and played Fibbage, and basically we just made it fun.
Whoa, just slow down. What the hell is Fibbage?
Okay. So basically, it'll put up a question, right? It'll put up a category, and then you make up a lie as an answer. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then the object is to get people to pick your lie as their answer. That gives you points. And then simultaneously you want to pick the correct answer, so you get more points.
Okay.
So
got it.
We just basically made the game as offensive as possible, and that was our fun with it.
Wow. Getting the offensive lines out, it's always funny.
Mm-hmm. That's
Son, this is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
Yep.
You got it. It sounds like my household when I was a kid. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? That may be a problem.
No, God!
Let me just lay on the couch and tell
God,
stories.
Please,
Hold on.
no! No!
Julia hit you again. It's not my fault. I'm just saying.
Yeah. She's ready to do it for free at this point, really.
Let's see. Caleb posted 911truth.org. I hate you so much, Caleb. Oh, my Lord. But yeah, we're going to be jumping into 3 cocks in a pot or 2 cocks in a clam.
Yep.
Perfect. At 4:30. And
I'm an honorary clam in that episode.
yes. I have my recipe. Actually, I need to go check on it in just a minute here. On the stove, staying warm. The only thing that's going to suck about my recipe is I had to make it this morning before the pre-show, so it's been sitting there for like 5 hours. So it's not where it was when it was finished this morning. But Jesus, I can't wait to talk about it.
It goes from roast to stew and like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah,
Well,
about an
not
hour or
like
two
you
ago,
haven't
I
been
just
busy
dumped a
all
whole
day.
ton of broth into it and just let it. Now it's just turning into soup, very slowly turning into soup. Oh,
That's
man.
awesome.
I can't wait for
Yeah,
it.
I can't wait. Yeah.
If we could ever get Adam to nail down like a time to do another 3 cocks in a pot, it would be amazing because I want to talk about making the vaca frita. I finally got it right the second time when I made
Saw
it.
the pics, man.
Uh-oh. You know what that sound means? Oh my God.
Oh, great.
That is a
How much do
$20
we get?
donation from Robert Moreno. Thank you very much, our resident kaiju expert. I believe that's 4 hits.
All right, brace yourself, David. It's
Yeah.
coming in.
Thanks.
Jeez.
That one, the third one kind of sucked. That was not nice. I'm all, ready to do this for cancer and all, but, I'm not
Jesus.
ready to do it to, go to the hospital.
You get that many glasses of bourbon from now on. How about that?
Hey, turn this into a shots game. Oh, what do you mean get?
I would die one shot into it.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that.
I mean I could if I drank liquor more frequently than I do, but this bottle of bourbon, aside from making I make a lot of like martinis and stuff. My wife loves martinis, and I make margaritas and stuff. She loves those, but those are always just mixed with a whole ton of stuff. So, it is what it is. I
No,
just
we do
smelled
that
something
too. I
weird.
mean, we'll make sangria and rum punch and things like that. But the bourbon is really our go-to.
I will be right back.
You got it.
Drink and drain 'em.
He's probably going to the stove.
I'm gonna feed the book.
You're going to go feed the cat? Is that code? Are you sure that's not code? Perfect. Ooh, good. I get free airtime. This is the time where I get to talk about Nick. That would be fun. Let's see. I think I can actually see the live stream.
I have no idea.
Doing this here.
I thought I smelled something. Maybe it must be in another apartment or something. I smelled.
Old Forester. I see Martin said anyone had Old Forester. There's lots of different versions of Old Forester. If you look at there, which is the good one, Juliette? The Old Forester? There is a aged version. There's if you just get the regular, it's okay. I'm thinking of Old Granddad. Yeah, I need to drink less. That's what it is.
Or do you need to drink more?
Hey, that's a good point. I still got 11 steps in this 12-step thing, so I'm good. Totally good.
Just drink until you remember. You'll be all right.
That's all right.
Oh,
Somebody
my God.
says hi in the chat. Hello. Nick, say hi.
Oh, it is Gareth. Yeah, Gareth. They're haunting around over here on
I
Discord
see.
as well. All right.
Good man, Gareth.
I wonder. Oh, I don't think I ever moved him out of there, so I don't know if he's back or not. Justin had to step away. He had to go pick up his daughter, so that's why Justin disappeared so unceremoniously.
I thought he was napping.
That's right, David. We have you in for movie quote trivia too. Oh, I can't wait for that. I have 25 movie quotes for that as well. I can't wait to spin some of those. It's going to be a really, really fun time.
I told Juliette that every single answer that I'm going to give.
Yeah. You know who it is.
Yeah, I have an answer. I do have an answer. I told you I'm not going to be good at that game, so it's I have a go-to answer.
I have to lie to women to get laid. And I got a little dick. It's pathetic.
It was the weirdest thing. Like I smelled something like something was burning on the stove, and I was like, "Oh God, is that my recipe?" But I have it on low, and it's a giant Dutch oven, so I'm like, "There's no way." But it must have been coming from another apartment or something, because it's perfectly fine out there. I don't know what in the hell that was about, but
Okay, hold on. We have some live pouring going on here. Let's see if you can hear this.
that's beautiful.
I promise you, that's not the bathroom. That is actually some. We're doing wine right now, which is very
That's spectacular.
We're starting off light, but then we're working our way up to the bourbon.
That's right. I've got bourbon at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. And I actually, you know what? And David, I actually got some pictures of my 3 cocks in a pot meal I'm going to throw in the stream here while I'm discussing it. You're a giant Dutch oven, Caleb.
You're a giant Dutch oven.
God
That's awesome.
Damn it. Let's see. Put that back in there. There we go.
Yes, Woodford Reserve is awesome. Always a big fan of the Woodford.
Yeah, somebody just mentioned that in the chat.
Let's see.
It's funny, we got 2 chats going on here. You got the Discord chat, you got the YouTube live chat.
Yeah, nobody can see the Discord chat though, so that's where you type all your naughty stuff. Or, whichever. I don't really care.
Or just say it live like we do.
Yeah, or just say it live. Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. I really need that Bill O'Reilly thing on here. That one's kind of overplayed, though. That's why I don't have it on here. That's one of those things that, like, everybody knows. Oh, my God. All right. So we've got approximately 3 minutes. So what the hell? Who cares? Nobody's counting. And I guess Adam and Brian aren't coming because even if they do, now their segment's over. So.
Exactly. If they're coming.
Not on the list.
Yeah, not on the list.
Boom. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead then, and we'll jump into 2 cocks and a clam.
Perfect. I know. I can't even hear that with it.
I won't top that for the rest of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 7.5 hours of live streaming left, and I will not top that. Just settle in now.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Now, if you listened to Everyone Has a Podcast back in, when was that, David? Like January that we did that episode?
It was early this year. Yeah, it was right in the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah. And basically, I did a recipe for clams. David did a recipe for vacca fritta. And Adam did an Italian sausage and pasta dish recipe, which I did make both of your recipes, and I completely botched the vacca fritta the first time out of the gate. Did not turn out the way I wanted it to, so I actually quartered the flank steak. The second time I made it, turned out amazing. I absolutely loved it. Uh-oh.
Oh, what do we got?
That is a $5 donation. And David, it's okay. You don't have to get hit for this. Ooh, Gareth said David doesn't have to get hit for that one.
Oh.
Like it.
Can I kiss you?
Just as long as he says it, I get spanked for it or something creepy like that.
That's a $50 donation.
All right. That's great, man.
Emily, welcome back to the stream. Thank you very much for joining us once again. All right. So, yeah. So, anyway, and then, like I said, the Italian sausage dish that Adam put up, I loved. And I actually haven't made those kind of clams since before I talked about them on that episode. So, I've really been jonesing to whip those up. And I guess since we have the extra few minutes here, David, how did your experiences go making the recipes that we did last time on 3 cocks in a pot?
They went great. And by the way, all of the details that were in the show notes were really helpful in helping me make it because I couldn't remember it because I think we were all drinking during that episode.
We and we talked forever, literally forever.
No, after the recording stopped, I think we went on another 2 hours And I think we solved all the the world's problems. We boiled the oceans. So we're all good.
And we solved most of them. Trump still got
except for
elected,
Adam
so-
being on time. That was the only one we couldn't get right.
Right? That's why we recorded for so long, because we knew we were like, Adam's here, man. We got to spin down whatever we can right now, because it's not going to happen again.
They were amazing, and Brian had the one burger recipe. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I actually did that one too, and it was
nice.
weird, but it tasted great. So I
That was when we
I
were
had
talking
to try
about
them
the
all.
smoked burger, right?
Yeah. It didn't make a lot of sense to me, and I thought, I'm not really into smoking and stuff, but I give it a shot, and it turned out great. So kudos to Brian too.
Yes, kudos to Brian. Not for, not being here, but kudos to Brian for everything else. Oh, my Lord. But yeah, I think
they're Siamese twins, so if Adam can't make it, Brian's not going to be here either.
Oh, my Lord. All right, so I'll go ahead and do this, David. All right, so I'll since you guys are the guests, I always love to start with the guests first. What have you brought us today on Two Cocks and a Clam? That feels like that could be like its own animated cartoon or something.
Well, I was just glad that you didn't come up with, two cocks and a twat. Thank you for that, by the way. That would have been really rude.
Could have done two cocks in a box.
Yeah. You know what? That actually kind of works. I like that. That does work. Well, I came up with something that is actually so simple. I did a simple recipe the last time we did this, but this one is simple in the front end, but it takes patience on the back end.
Ah, okay.
So if anyone, what do you mean end? What do you mean in the end? Oh,
Wait,
I got nothing.
I needed this one for that. Where is it?
That's what she said.
There we go.
So it's making your own pasta. I don't know
Oh.
anyone who does it. Very few people do it at home. And matter of fact, I just did it for the first time. Matter of fact, I think you saw pictures of it when we had it in the Slack group.
Yep.
A couple months ago. I tried it for the first time, and I thought, well, this is probably not going to turn out so great. Or doing homemade pasta, why would you put yourself through that kind of long process? And it must take hours and hours to do, and it doesn't at all. The prep is so simple, and the ingredients are like you have 3 ingredients. I mean, it's actually it's 4. So it's flour, salt, eggs, and olive oil. That's all it is to make it. And just the long part is just letting the dough sit in the fridge for a bit and then rolling it out and then cutting it into strips. It's not a big deal, but the output or what comes of it, it tastes amazing. It really does.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you've ever been to a restaurant, and I've had the opportunity a couple times in my life only, but if you go to that Italian restaurant or wherever where they do their own fresh pasta, the difference is crazy. How fresh it tastes and how it's, oh my God. I can't even really describe it accurately, probably because it's been too long since I've had it as well. But that notwithstanding.
Yeah. Yeah, do it once and just, and put it whatever you want, whether it's, a bolognese sauce or you want to do a pesto or, whatever you like as far as sauces. It doesn't really matter. Or, just do what you like from a sauce perspective. But try making your own noodles just one time. All you do is put 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, put it in a bowl. You throw the 3 eggs in the center. You whisk them together. And you got to get them, really whisked really well. And then you just put in a tablespoon of extra olive oil. You're done. I mean, literally done. Put it in the fridge for like an hour and a half.
Yep.
And then you take it out, you roll it out, make them into strips, and let them dry for about. That's the long part. It's the longest it takes is just letting this stuff dry on the counter, and it takes about like 3 hours ish. But when they're done, it takes about, most pasta takes anywhere from 12 to, thick pasta does, 12 minutes to like 18 minutes. You put it in for like 3 or 4, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Done. It's awesome.
Man.
It's worth trying.
That just sounds it sounds absolutely amazing. It's one of those things that I've never tried to do. Now, did you just do everything by hand, like with a hand roller, or do you have one of those fancy little pasta crank machines?
No, no, I didn't have one of those fancy pasta machines. So I just rolled it on the counter as to the kind of the thickness I thought that I wanted, and then I used a pizza cutter.
Oh, wow.
It was so hobo. Yeah,
Wow.
it was so hobo. But it turned out great. It turned out amazing.
Oh, good for you.
I mean, there were seriously homeless people making fun of me as I'm running my pizza roller across my dough. I'm sure
Oh.
it was.
So I've
It
seen
was
like
not
on
a pretty
different
sight.
cooking shows and stuff where they have that pasta that we keep rolling the piece of pasta through it, like the big flat piece, to thin it out more and more and more.
Oh,
and
yeah.
more. And,
Oh yeah. No, I didn't do. I did it all by a hand roller. Just kneaded the dough like you normally would for anything that's that
Yeah.
thin, and then just roll it out, and then just I used a pizza roller. Yeah,
That is
that's-
absolutely amazing. That sounds fantastic, and I'll have you send me. I won't put it in show notes or anything because there won't be any, or at least not for a while. Because I will maybe do something with these a little bit later on down the road, but I'm not worried about it right now. But yeah, I'll have you send me just whatever steps you followed, and then if anybody's interested, or if anybody in the chat up here that's watching on YouTube right now, if any of you have made your own pasta and you have any success stories, please let us know. Because, yeah, that's one of those things I've never been brave enough. And I think that's one of those things that a lot of cooks are like, no, I'm not brave enough to try that.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It's making your own pasta. It just seemed like, well, why would I do that when it costs like $3 for a box? And
Yeah.
It just is so simple. But after you've had fresh pasta, like you said before, it's a world difference.
And
Really
that's one
is.
of those things that we've talked about. Like, last time we did this show, we talked about it endlessly, where once you've had something scratch made, it ruins ever buying it pre-prepared for you ever again.
So
Literally
true.
ever again, because you're so the flavors are so much more robust, so much more fresh when you scratch make something that you can't anymore. You just can't. It just ruins everything forever.
It does. And it's I say that, and we went to Noodles and Company like 2 nights ago, and it was like orgasmic. I'm like, oh, this is so good.
We
never
were
been to
kind of
Noodles and
hammered at
Company.
the time.
Yeah, we
Well-
were hammered, but that's all right.
Well, all right. Well, and Juliette is our guest cock.
I am putting that on my business card.
Yes. David made some homemade pasta, so I have to imagine whenever he cooks, you're often probably his guinea pig. So how did the homemade pasta turn out? I know he's really putting me on, right?
Well, I came home and I found the kitchen covered in flour. So I had to wonder what in the world was going on. It was a little alarming.
I think David mentioned that before last time we did this too, where he's the messy kitchen guy, where literally he'll destroy the kitchen making whatever he's making.
It's impressive. I mean, it truly is. I have to leave the room because I find it very frustrating. I want to get in, I want to start, cleaning up the dishes or saying, no, if you organize it this way, it will go better. And I mean, he's an amazing cook. So I just let him have his way in there and everything comes out amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, the vodka Frida recipe that he gave me, like I said, I botched it the first time. And I was so sad. And I was like, I know I didn't do this right, or I know it didn't turn out the way that it was supposed to. But then when I made it again, when I quartered the flank, every single little bit of it nailed it.
All about getting it just right. You got to fry that thing up so you got a little bit of crunch on it. It's so amazing.
It's I served it to my wife and my son when I made it, and even my son, who can be pretty picky about stuff, absolutely loved it. And it's one of those things. I think it's exotic enough where it's like you never really just eat those kinds of things unless you cook Cuban food all the time. And I'd never thought about doing that before. When he was describing the process of making it the first time we did it, he's like, you just take the whole steak and just throw it right in the water. And me and Adam both kind of gasped. We were like,
I know it feels wrong. It feels very, very wrong, but it turns out amazing.
feels so weird. But since you are a guest here and you're not speaking in your Adam Canadian voice, I'll forgive you for that.
You'll have to.
But what recipe do you have for us today?
Well, since I'm winging it, I'm actually going to augment David's recipe. Yes. So if you want to take the base of his recipe, and then add about, I would say, half a cup of ricotta cheese, fresh ricotta cheese, a little bit of grated lemon zest, and then instead of letting the dough sit, then you just kind of roll it out into little dumplings, and you will be able to make gnocchi.
Nice.
Yeah, the ricotta cheese lightens it up, gets it really sort of airy and fresh. It's amazing.
Oh man, yeah, that's one of those things where I even hate doing like pre-made pasta that like where you have to stuff it yourself. I even hate doing that, just because it's so daunting a task. But I guess if you're kind of starting from scratch, I think it's probably easier with fresh made pasta because it's so pliable.
Well, it is. You just have to make sure that you get it to the right consistency, because
Right.
if it's too thick, it's going to come out a little bit gummy, a little bit gluey. You don't want that, and definitely don't overcook it, because that's slightly terrifying.
Yeah.
Might as well go to Olive Garden.
Oh God.
I know.
Shun.
Run away.
Oh look,
Run away.
Juliette, somebody just donated $5. Hit him.
Oh, yay! Yay!
That was for Olive Garden, David.
Yeah, it should be.
God damn it. Like I said, that's just one of those things I've just never been brave enough to do. I've never been brave enough to attempt my own pasta.
You just got to try it, because it's easier than you think it is. I mean, aside from making a little bit of a mess, truly, it's going to come out amazing. And if you want to just have a little bit of fun with it once you get it down, you can start adding things like fresh rosemary to it.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, nope. This was just a donation to play another GIF on the live stream.
Aw,
You're safe, David.
Ah.
You're safe.
for now.
Thank you very much, Emily, for your donation. Oh, I can't wait to see what this is going to be. Oh, my God. She did not. Ah. See, this is another one of those stupid...
Let's see it.
Let me see if I can save this and get it to work around this, because for whatever reason, these are saving as the wrong file type. Yeah, let's try this. No, what the hell? Oh, wow, that was weird. Oh, God. I'll find something.
By the way, Caleb might have line of the day. My other penis is a vagina. Very good. Like that line. Line of the day.
Oh, my God, Caleb, I hate you. But I love you, so it's okay. There we go. I'm just going to try this, Emily. For whatever reason, some of these links that you guys are sending me for GIFs, OBS doesn't like the file. It doesn't like the file extension, I should say. And I do not have the time or the patience to try to make it work properly, but there it is.
It's so unlike you, Nick. To not have patience.
Yeah, right? Oh, good Lord. Well, my dish, I'll talk about it now, I guess.
Yes, please. Yeah. So
My
what you
dish-
put together, and it's been cooking all day. Wait, I'm seeing it through the YouTube live right now. Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's not even the right one that she sent me. Emily, see if you can find me a better one that's actually a dot GIF, because I don't know why that one... I hate Giphy. Try to avoid Giphy if you're looking for them. But I'm going to actually put up some images of my 3 cocks in a pot meal, and that's going to be
Ooh.
the first one. This was something... Now, I lament, and I have always really disliked homemade macaroni and cheese, because... I feel like when you make it, it just kind of turns into a shitty mush brick that tastes like crappy cheese. Depends on who's making it, of course. But very few times I've ever had a really, really good homemade mac and cheese until I met my wife, and she makes a really, really good one. And we had to go to a party for my stepmother. So she was going to be away, so she asked me if I could make it. For the party. She had a baby shower to go to, and I was like, yeah, I can throw it together, no problem. She gave me the recipe, and I was like, no, I don't like the way that they do the cheese sauce, and then I'm going to do my own cheese sauce, and then I'm just going to do it with this, and then I'm going to bake it, and whatever. Well, when you make the sauce, I made the cheese sauce, and I threw it in the macaroni noodles and everything, and it turned out fantastic. It was so creamy. It was so good. And then you bake it, and it just... I don't like it after... Once you bake it, just serve it with just the creamy cheese sauce and the macaroni noodles. I just don't get the whole baking part of it. I feel like it ruins it. I feel like it just dries it out and turns it into a, like I said, a shitty pasta mush cheese brick.
So it's almost like an Alfredo.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is what I did, and I actually typed out a full recipe for this when I did it. Actually, let me find it. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, so this is my buffalo chicken macaroni and cheese. All scratch made except for the pasta, David. I'm sorry. This was the wrong recipe. This is the wrong recipe to follow up homemade pasta with. Well, you get a box of macaroni elbows, you see. Yeah. So what I did was I took, this was probably 3 pounds of chicken or so. 3, maybe 4. I'm not sure. I didn't count. I don't care. I took the chicken, I cubed it about 36 hours ago, and I did heavy cream, maple syrup, Frank's Red Hot, salt, and pepper. Marinated it in that for about 36 hours. Okay. Then this morning, I get up and I take the chicken, and I don't know how much you love your breadings and stuff out there, but I did the flour egg wash panko.
Nice.
Which I hate because it basically, like,
Why do
after
you
a few
hate
times,
panko's awesome.
I love the taste of it. I love how it tastes in the end, but like when you're dipping between bowls to get everything covered, your hand just eventually becomes a giant glove of flour and panko because the egg wash just sticks it all right to your hand.
That's when you can chase your wife around the house, though. That's the best part.
That's true. That is very true. She'd probably just hit me like your wife does, though.
You give her panko face. Yeah. Every wife loves panko face. I'm telling you.
Basically what I
why
did.
I beat him.
Right?
Yeah.
So what I did was I took all this chicken, and that's the image you see here. I breaded all the chicken, and then I did it about
awesome.
450 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. And perfect. So crispy on the outside, so plump, so delicious. So then, jump to the next image here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we had to make our sauce. And now, of course, I start with sauteed onions and garlic. So I finished those up. This is, I think, about halfway through.
Okay.
And we skip through that really, really quickly. And then I'll jump over to number 3. This is me making my roux. Now, I don't know how much of a purist you are, David, when you make cheese sauce, but fuck flour. Flour can suck a dick. And I still have never tried arrowroot. I think that was you that mentioned arrowroot on the last one, wasn't it?
It's arrowroot. Yeah, you gotta go arrowroot.
I've still never tried arrowroot.
You can't use arrowroot for roux.
Yeah.
You use it. Yeah, it's not the right consistency. But what do you use instead of flour? Then?
This is cornstarch. So you do about a half. This is 6 tablespoons of butter. So you're supposed to do equal flour. You do about half cornstarch. So 6 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and behind it here, I actually have my buffalo sauce mixture.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, look, Juliette, another donation. No. The sauce there is it's about, I would say, maybe a little over a cup of Frank's Red Hot. A lot of butter and heavy cream in this recipe, so I'm sorry to your thighs. But 6 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. I don't measure. These are just eyeball measurements. About a tablespoon of Worcestershire. I actually didn't have blue cheese crumbles. I wanted to throw a little bit of those in there. And about a quarter of a cup of dark brown sugar. Gives it a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a molassesy kind of thickness to it. And it's not hot at all because it's Frank's Red Hot. So it's very, very, very mild heat. So it's something that anybody could take. All right. So
isn't there vinegar in that too? Is there vinegar in that too?
No vinegar.
No.
Nope. Didn't do any vinegar. So then what I did, I made my roux, and then I did evaporated milk. So I did one, I think they're 12-ounce cans. So 12 ounces of evaporated milk, a cup. Was it just 1 cup? Yeah, 1 cup of heavy cream, and then a half a cup of milk. All right, so it ended up turning into, this is my cheese sauce when I added the onions and garlic back into it and mixed it all up. It was so smooth, so creamy. Just, it turned out crazy good. You seasoned it up with a little salt and pepper. And then I did, last night when I was shredding cheese, I did 6 cups of cheese.
What kind of cheese do you use?
I got 2 kinds in here. We have a donation. Thank you very much, Robert Moreno, for your donation. Thank you very, very much. Our resident Keiju expert. Absolutely love you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely means the world. Oh, Juliette, that's 2 hits, by the way.
God
not?
damn it! Hold on. Jesus.
I am
You
loving
never should have signed up for this. He's regretting every
Yeah.
minute of this now. But anyway, so then what I did was added everything back into the cheese mixture. Added the cheese. There is an extra sharp cheddar in here, and then there's an intense extra sharp cheddar. The intense one was aged about 28 months. So it's got a
nice.
really, really potent aroma. The other one's just basically my base cheese. It's just a normal cheese. Those are the only two types of cheese I use, though. Just cheddar in this. I could definitely branch out and do more, though. I just wanted that intense cheddar to really be the standout. So I stuck with that one. So then
Plus, you got a big milk base in this, right? So, yeah, that's great.
Like I said, I apologize to everybody's thighs for this one. But so you add all the cheese sauce. You have all that. It's so creamy and smooth. I add the finished sauce, the finished hot sauce mixture into this, mix it all together, and then I boiled only a pound of pasta, just little macaroni elbows. That's all I did. And threw it all in there, combined everything together, and threw the chicken in there. And then that's what it ended up turning out looking like right there. And I initially thought, when I drew up this recipe, right, I initially was like, okay, but after you finish cooking it all, you can then throw everything in the crock pot and let it start warming up, right? No, absolutely not. No. So I made this in a Dutch oven. When I boiled the pasta, I did a Dutch oven. And I guess I was just running out of pots, honestly. But then after I thought about it for a minute, I was like, no, this is already all cooked. It's just going to start drying out and burning, which is what I hate about the baking of the mac and cheese. So threw it all in the Dutch oven, and unfortunately now it's a little bit more dried out than it was, just because it's been out there since about 10 o'clock this morning, because I had to cook it before the show. But when I finished it at first, it was so rich and smooth and creamy. There's about, I think from start to finish, including the chopping up and marinating of the chicken, the shredding of the cheese, there's probably 2 hours total work here to get to a finished product. But even still,
it looks worth it, bud. Yeah, it looks awesome.
There's so much milk fat in this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so rich and it's so creamy. It's got a little bit of heat. You get like a tiny touch of sweetness from the onion and from the brown sugar. And then you got those huge hunks of chicken in there with the breading on them. The breading, some of it does just kind of melt away into the macaroni and cheese mixture, which is fine. But I'm a big fan of creamy mac and cheese. Like I said, I just don't like the baking aspect of it because it just dries it out. I just don't.
There's a way that you can do it. Do you want to go through it? No. Yeah. Juliette does just a finish bake. But what you do is you don't actually bake it for, like throw it in there for like 400 degrees for like 20 minutes or anything. You just put it under the broiler, man. Just do a fast.
So just brown it on the top then.
Brown it. Yeah. Don't bake it. Brown it.
That's a fantastic idea.
Is get your toppings. So it depends on what you want your topping to be. Sometimes if we're feeling really decadent, we'll, crumble up something like Funyuns. But what you want to do is soak it in butter.
Oh,
and then layer it out on top of your mac and cheese, put it under the broiler, and then, a couple of minutes, it's going to get all crumbly, and you're not going to get that drying out. The top is going to be crispy, and then inside, ooey and gooey.
Yeah, I need to do that next time I did it, because I did exactly what David was saying, a finish bake on it, where it put it in the oven for, I think it was 350 or 375 for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're just cooking it longer. Yeah, drying it out.
There's no point to it, and I was trying to get
and your noodles will get all like, ugh.
And yeah, if pasta has that, if pasta's like that. I mean, unless you maybe par cook the pasta and do whatever, fine. Yep. But the fudge, you do not want that fudge, Caleb. You do not. Never, ever. Nobody ever wants that fudge. I promise you. I swear to God. And ladies and gentlemen, that means we are going to give away.
How about a spoonful of your mac and cheese? You'll ship it to someone.
I mean, no. Make it yourself because it'll be fresh in your kitchen and it'll be just oozing creamy goodness. And I swear I'm just looking at this picture now and like it's out on the stove and I'm like, I want to go eat it. I've been periodically like throughout the day adding more milk and stuff to it to just kind of keep the creaminess. It's not as creamy as it was this morning, but I mean, this is one of those meals like, when you're finished combining everything, just eat it. And this is something, if you like,
I got to stop you for a second.
Sure.
you realize that you're going to be on here until midnight tonight. You keep adding milk to that and all this other stuff. It's going to be cheese soup.
Oh,
by
no,
the
it'll
time
be
you
fine
get to
because
it.
I'm going to take it off the heat now that the segment's done. That was the other thing I wanted to get to as the segment. I'm actually going to get a bowl of it in a minute here so I can get it on it. But no, I'm not going to have it on the stove until midnight. Holy shit. Yeah, wow. No, that'd be crazy. Just a little bit, just to kind of keep it moving. But yeah,
Nice.
it is very, very creamy. But yes, we are going to do another prize giveaway here in the live stream. So I want to see hashtag food boner. Thank you, David.
Nice.
Hashtag food boner over here in the stream, and you're going to win an Epic Film Guys pint glass.
Food boner.
Jared, food boner, food porn.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I hate using this stupid random picker though. This thing is
I heard
so
you
bad.
earlier use it. Yeah, it kind of failed you a little bit.
Oh my god, it keeps logging me out. Number one, like, do you really have to have security tightened on a random picking website so much that it's timing me out after like a half an hour of a login?
Yeah.
God forbid someone hack in here and I don't know, look at the results of my drawing or something. Jesus Christ. It's taken forever to log into it again. So I'm trying to get it done now. Caleb says boner farts. Don't add me to the giveaway. Caleb already won an Epic Film Guys. Epic Film Guys pint glass earlier today. I get one of these. Son of a bitch. Okay, there we go. Let me into my account. All right. And going last chance. Hashtag food boner to get entered into the drawing. And you've got until I'm done entering the information into random picker.
Go, people, go.
I wish it would just like let me save this as a template so I could just put the shit in here and be done with it.
We'd be faster writing it out by hand and putting it in a baseball cap.
We really
realize
would
that,
be.
right?
We really would be. It's excruciating. All right, so that's it. So we've only got 4 entries this time around. Brentley, Emily, John DeQuilla, and Jared Taylor getting in on the action this time.
Good chances to win.
Jared already bought himself an Epic Film Guys beer stein off of our
Sweet.
TeePublic page. Even though I hate, they're white. They're fucking white. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Who the fuck wants a white beer stein except for Jared, apparently? We do love you, Jared.
Wanted.
We do love you, Jared, but let's go ahead and get the drum roll in here.
All right.
Another pint glass is going to go to... It makes me click a button to see the fucking results. So goddamn annoying. All right, John DeQuilla, you have won an Epic Film Guys pint glass, my friend. Thank you very, very much.
Hey, congrats, John. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And this has been Two Cocks in a Clam or Two Cocks in a Box.
Call it whatever you like, sir.
Please call it whatever you like. Emily sent me another image of the trash dump, so apparently I gotta go find it. This is all terrible. I'm gonna go get myself some bourbon.
Oh, good.
This one might work a little bit better, Emily. I wish it didn't have that white background in there, but all right, I'm going to be right back. And plus, I've got to get my bourbon. It's time to have some bourbon.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're ready for some bourbon too. Do you want to break it out? All right, she's on it. Are you going to get the good stuff? All right, nice. Oh, this is the best part, being married to an alcoholic. Hold on, she's going to get the good bourbon. Perfect. Where's Emily in the chat? She's been real quiet. So what are you pouring? All right. Bring it over here. All right. Here, you know how to describe bourbon a lot better than I do. Here. Take that, take the mic, and let them know what we're pouring.
All right. Well, I found myself a bottle of Forged Oak. It's from Orphan Barrel Distillery. This is a 15-year bourbon, and it was essentially saved from an old rick house. At least that's how the story goes. But what they say is that they found this batch back in one of the rick houses that was owned by Pappy Van Winkle. So they took the base and then they aged it at the distillery at Heaven Hill. And now I've got a bottle of it in front of me. And I got to say, it smells incredible.
Let's see. Here,
So let's pour this. Oh, all right. That looks good.
Here, you take that one.
All right. It's a beautiful color. Golden. And it's definitely got a little bit of oil on it, which is coming from the 15 years of aging that it's had.
Yeah, give it a shot. See what it's like.
All right. Let me taste this thing. Oh,
That's damn good.
whoa. All right, hang on. I think I might have just got a little on me.
Yeah, I don't think you can really come after a bourbon shot, but this is as close as you're going to get. That's pretty damn good. Wow. No.
I don't even know what to do with myself now.
Well, I know what to do. Hold on. Cheers. There you go. Oh, here is Nick with his Mackenzie. Is that what it said? It said it really quick over the screen. Didn't see it. All right. He's coming back here.
No, he's not.
No, you're not anywhere close, are you?
All right, so now it is officially time, and then the effect is kind of not the same as looking at it on the picture there, but there you go, buffalo chicken mac and cheese. After it's been on the stove for 6-7 hours. I did turn off the heat at like a couple of different points. It looks good. If only
looks
because
really damn
it's
good.
so dense that it holds the heat. So I was like, it probably doesn't need to be on all the time.
No.
All right, but let me again. Yes,
Bourbon and mac and cheese. Now there's a combo.
Yeah.
Yes, Juliette. It is 70% corn, 20% wheat, 10% malt, and it is 108.4 proof. So yeah, aged 5 years, single barrel.
Nice.
And like I said, I loved it so much. When I got it, I had to get some of this and just taste it. I always like to take my first sip though without the water, and then I splash it in there afterward.
Yep. That's the way to do it. You got to get that flavor and then see how it changes when the water opens it up a little bit.
So yeah, David and Juliette, thank you guys very, very much for joining us here on the live stream for the Cure. Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers indeed.
Are you ready? There you go.
Oh, God, the richness in that. Just the
All right.
richness of flavor that hits your lips when, like I said, it's
New
so...
hashtag. Yeah. Bourbon boner.
Stay tuned for our
I
next
got
prize
one right
giveaway.
now. I do.
Yeah.
All right. So I told you guys about what I'm drinking. I told you how it tastes. So tell me what you guys have got there in terms of bourbon.
All right. Well, this is an aged bourbon. It's 15 years, and it's been aged in oak barrels, and that's the very first thing that you taste. It definitely has a very woody sort of flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, actually, it reminds me a little bit on the back end of absinthe, because I think there's a little bit of licorice in here, and definitely a little bit of cinnamon. So it's got kind of that spiciness to it. I know the mash bill is mostly corn. In fact, I can look it up right now. I meant to do that earlier. It's probably very similar to your mash bill because this is, I know, another wheated bourbon.
Yeah, but if you look up the Orphan Barrel company, they have about, I think it's 3 or 4 brands. And again, they're releases. They're really not brands. Yeah. So there was Rhetoric, which it's like $126 a bottle. So, I mean, it's a very expensive bottle of bourbon, but it was worth it. Ooh, it was really, really good. This one, this Forged Oak, is right at $60, and I would call this a value bourbon. For a 15-year bourbon, you can't get that for $60 because it averages, like, for aging, it's for every for every 10 years they have like some sort of ratio, but it's usually like about $90 to $100 for a bottle like this, and it's going for 60. So go do
nice.
it. Yeah,
That's
go
nice.
do it. She can't find the mash bill anywhere, but it doesn't matter because this stuff is killer. Mash bill is unimportant.
It's one of those things where you taste it where you're kind of like, I'd really love to know, but at the same time, I just don't give a shit. It's so good.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's definitely, it's just got this really mellow sort of flavor. Considering how long it's been aged, it's really easy to drink. In fact, we don't have any water in ours.
Right.
Yeah, and it's got a back end of pepper too, a little bit. It's pretty badass.
See what else I can tease out of this guy. Actually, I want to see how this chases after this buffalo chicken mac and cheese.
Oh, I think bourbongasm is going to be our hashtag. I am digging that right now.
Somebody got bourbongasm.
Oh my god! And last time I had this, I was like, oh man, this is a little harsh, and I want to see what the water does to it. And I put the water into it to let the water kind of open it up. But now I'm really feeling no water. Now I'm feeling like I'm just going to take the rest of the glass straight and just let it do what it does. Oh man, it's
after 8 or 9 shots of it, you'll just be running around the house nude anyway, so it doesn't matter what it tastes like. And forget about the mash bill.
Yes.
You're just looking for bail money then.
It's got mash in it, I'm sure. All right, so now this was, and oh yeah, you know what? Ro is supposed to be here with us, I'm pretty sure, and I haven't seen hide nor hair of Ro. Like I said, I know his wife is on bed rest though, pregnant with their second kid.
Yes.
So
I know.
Unfortunately, he's probably been called away. But we do miss you, Ro. We love you. It'd be fantastic if he could be here. And
love you, Ro.
I don't know if anybody saw over in the Discord chat that Izzy posted a picture of 2 cocks and a clam.
Ooh, wait. Oh, I gotta see that. I want to know what that looks like. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, how come he made me the clam? No, I'm kidding. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he did. That
is just beautiful, man.
That's the new logo.
Oh,
new
my
logo.
God. I don't know why. I was trying to save this picture of this bourbon so I could put it here on the stream, just so I could put a picture of the bottle. But yeah, like I said, they're relatively new. That Finger Lakes Distilling only opened a couple years ago, right there. But yeah, it's part of the wine trail now. So now you can stop in there. They're actually kind of at the lower end of Seneca, which is before you really hit a lot of the wineries on the trail. So you can stop there and you can taste. And they do all sorts of they do a cassis that's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Ooh, nice.
And the wife and I, we had heard so much about using cassis and different things. But we'd never actually had it. But I mean, it makes sense to have a cassis because you're in the goddamn Finger Lakes. So,
right.
They do that. They do a grappa there. They do different vodkas. She actually got a pear brandy from there as well.
That sounds good.
Yeah, the pear brandy. Brandy's not my speed at all. Like, I tried it and I was just like, eh.
I can go for an aperitif every once in a while, and brandy or cognac is kind of our go-to, and it depends on our mood.
Well, and now we've been experimenting with aged rums as well.
Yeah, aged rums is a good alternative if you don't like a brandy or a cognac. Go with the aged rums, anywhere from 12 years to the 20-year, and it's really good, really good.
I'm still trying to get myself this picture of this stupid bottle of freaking whiskey. God damn it. Oh, well, whatever. All right, and my co-star, unfortunately, is still... just do it. Just do it. Let's try to wait. I'm not connected to Wi-Fi. I'm hotspotting off of my phone into my laptop. So I have a second screen here, basically, but it's not. It's waiting for Wi-Fi to try to upload these stupid things, and it's like, God damn it! Stop being stupid. Oh well, whatever. It'll get up there when it gets up there. But you know, like I said, we didn't have any actual programming planned for this segment because I basically wanted to just get you two on here and just have a drink with you and just have a good goddamn time with you because I love you guys. I love listening to Juliette's show. And David, we've talked so many times now about different, you name it, like cooking, especially podcasting.
Cooking, podcasting, yeah.
Just,
what else do podcasters talk about? It's like, well, let's see. Let's start me. Me. Oh, yeah, podcasting and me.
Except for David.
Well, I know that you just did a really great job of just saying really nice things about our show, but the whole reason why we kind of connected was because both Juliette and I were fans of yours to begin with. So between you and Justin and your show and what you guys are doing and just your presence out there, we're like, we got to listen to the show.
Just kidding, Justin. No one's a fan of you. He's not listening.
Oh, no,
right
I'm
now.
sorry. Did I say Justin? No.
I don't know what he ended up getting way late, unfortunately. So yeah, he got a little bit delayed today. But yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I love you guys, and I appreciate that. It was amazing when you guys told me that you've been fans for a long time, listening to the show. It's absolutely means the world. It means the world. I look up to you guys a lot, especially you in terms of what you're able to do with production on Juliette's show. It sounds second to none. It sounds absolutely phenomenal all the time. And I don't know how you're able to get it to sound that phenomenal all the time. It's so good. It's so good. So
Good.
It's just she's really good, and I don't have to do much to it. Yeah, that's what she tells me. She goes, why were you editing for 6 hours? Just stop. Yeah, just stop asking questions. No, no. It's well, thanks for the kind words, and we can stop ball washing each other now. You know.
my balls are not clean yet, David. I'm sorry. And I got to tell you, nothing for nothing, but this buffalo chicken mac and cheese turned out so fucking good. Oh,
now you're really making me hungry.
I will send you the recipe, and I will send anyone else the recipe that wants the recipe if they want
put it up
give
in the
us a try.
Slack.
Yes.
Yeah, put it in the Slack.
And there we go. There is my. I guess Mackenzie's just the brand or the name that they put on it. Everything I learned from the movies. They are the Unwritable Rant Podcast, so it's the unwritablерant.com, correct?
That's it.
Yep, the unwritablерant.com. And like I said, it's Juliette. She does interviews with different celebrities and stuff like that. And like I said, I not to knock interviews because I love her interviews. I think she does a fantastic interview, but I just can't listen to interviews most of the time. They're just not my bag. But her stories
We get that a lot.
are brilliant. I just love. She's one of the most fantastic storytellers in terms of podcasting that you'll listen to because she puts you right there, like right in the seat next to Crazy Town. It's just great. You listen to these, and everybody knows that person in their life. I think that everything
we
happens
all
to,
have one,
and everything like all the crazy stuff happens to, and I think. That's why I love listening to the show because it just reminds me of other people in my life where literally every time you talk to them, it's like, oh my God, you're never going to believe what happened. And that's kind of what like listening to every episode of the Unwritable Rant is. It's like, I can't believe this happened, but it did. And it's like, holy shit. It's just insane. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's all true. These are all the crazy things that have happened to me, that happened to me and my guy here. You know, it's just being able to share these stories.
The best thing is if you find pictures of David online, just get to understand what he looks like and just get to listen to his voice and stuff. And then you picture...
What if... Wait a minute. I'm smelling a man crush here. I'm kind of getting a little hot.
How?
Don't stop. And tell the story slower, Nick, please. A little slower.
You picture, just like whenever Juliette talks about it, she'll be involved in, like, the lobster in the bar. And she'll talk about, like, looking over at David, and he's just always giving her just kind of this disapproving glance, or he's just resigned himself to, yes, this is going to happen, and I just have to go along for the ride.
That's exactly how our relationship works. He knows that there is absolutely nothing that he can do when I get in one of my tangents.
I always just picture that because, like I said, I've talked to David so much, so I always just picture him just resigning himself in defeat. Like, yep, this is happening.
Oh yeah. Or I'll do something completely stupid and go, oh shit, that's
like
going
when
on
you
the
fell into the
fucking
fish pond at
podcast.
was that the zoo? I think it was the zoo.
No, it wasn't a fish pond. It was a stingray pond.
That's right, stingrays.
Yeah, I did. That was my fault. Oops. Yeah.
I have never seen anything quite like that. I mean, truly, when that stingray didn't come when you called him to you,
That stingray was a fucking asshole.
he wasn't having any of you. You just leaned a little too forward.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh.
This is the problem with having, short arms. I'm not a super tall guy.
Somebody quick Photoshop me a picture of David with T-Rex arms.
Yeah, exactly. Quick.
Adam Higgins, thank you very much for your $15 donation. Thank you very, very, very much. We definitely appreciate it. We are on the cusp of $900 and 35%
right
of
there.
the way toward our goal. That stingray
Right
was a
there.
fucking asshole. David the producer, 2017.
Yeah, that's that'll probably be on my tombstone.
Just a picture of us to make the tombstone shaped like a stingray.
Like a the problem is I'm not going to get buried. I'm going to get cremated. Just cremate a stingray with me.
And I will sprinkle your ashes in the stingray pond.
There you go.
Perfect. Yep. Full circle right there.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. But God, I forget what I was just going to say now. It's the bourbon. The bourbon is in me. Now, I feel really warm and welcoming and like
Our bourbon has taken on a little bit of a cherry taste now that I've had a little bit more.
Yeah. No. It just means you need more.
Really?
And Caleb says very nice things here in the chat. Yeah, some reading there. Bar Lobster was a great story.
This is one of the
I
wonderful
love
things
that.
that I love talking to.
find
This is
that
why I
machine
love
now.
podcasting and why I love Podern Family and why I love even the movie Pod Squad and all this stuff is that I get to introduce people that I know to other podcasts that I love, and then Caleb loves your show now, and I absolutely love that because it's that
So
kind of
cool.
thing where I want to get. If I love something, it's kind of that thing where you want to get it in as many ears in terms of a podcast as you can possibly find, and I absolutely love that. And I mean, Juliette doesn't
We've
need the
been
help with
turned on
getting
to
into people's ears.
so
but-
many great podcasts through Podern Family. I mean, not even just just that they're great podcasts in themselves, but just the people is just freaking incredible, man. I mean, the support and everyone is willing to help everyone in any way they can, and that's just the coolest thing to us.
Well, we'll talk about like Adam and Brian from Everyone Has a Podcast and how prompt they are and timely. With,
You mean those no-show bastards?
They're dead to me.
They're dead to us. No, I love those guys. Yeah,
We don't
I'm
need
sure
a-
that there
we
was,
have a clam
I'm
now.
sure there was a moose accident or something up in Canada that stopped them from coming on.
Moose accident. Oh my lord. Oh, I can close that now. Oh good, random picker. I still have random picker open, don't worry. Just tweeted Epic Film Guys a picture of our stone stingray as a memorial. What?
Oh boy.
Hang on.
Hey, thanks for telling that story.
I told that story a long time ago.
I
It's
know.
out. It's there.
Let's see. What do we got? God.
What you got to put it up.
Well, it's not even anything to put up. It's Adam. Adam finally messaged me back on Twitter. He's like, "Oh fuck, time zone. I was just setting up for 4 p."
Well, tell them. You know what? You got plenty of time to show us how to make maple syrup as your. I just gotta bust his
And
stones.
Roe just did say he will not be able to make it, unfortunately. But
I'm sure.
We'll miss you, Roe. We love you, buddy. And yeah, I know his wife's on bed rest, so I knew it would have been tough for him to tear away anyway, because she's right about ready to pop, I think, pretty soon here.
Yeah, she's close. She's very close.
So I just told him no worries and that we love him and that we miss
Emily
him.
said that she got to meet Brian when he came to New York City.
I know.
That must have been awesome. I wish I could have just been a fly on the wall in that meeting.
And where you guys went to like a pizzeria or something like that in New York, right?
Yeah, it's very similar when, Pod Worlds collide with Real World. We met Rob from Rob and Slim. He came out to Chicago.
We got him so
nice.
drunk.
Oh, we got him and his girlfriend real drunk. And you know what he's like sober.
Yes.
Imagine what he's like, with a couple cocktails in him. Yeah, it was, we had to, basically pour him into a cab.
Oh, and unfortunately, we got another person dropping out from a later slot now, 9 to 10 o'clock. I believe that is the top 10 of Skewniverse characters. Later, unfortunately, shit, I'm just bourbon, I swear to God. Chris from that show, Chris from Buds, Beers, and Brutality, not going to be able to make it on because unfortunately,
I love those guys.
his wife's
Triple
dad
B.
is back in the hospital. He just had a knee replacement, I guess. That's so terrible. I'm so sorry, man, and hopefully that he ends up feeling better. But that's just
We'll be
terrible.
Thinking about them.
Yeah.
Take care of him, and I'll blame shampoo because fuck shampoo.
Oh, hey now. I love him. He's an awesome guy.
Isn't he
And
amazing? I love him to death.
He's awesome. I got to say, and he'll know what I'm talking about, but the Skull Pez dispenser, it's going to sweep the nation.
It's an inside joke with them. Oh, somebody said, I'm back just waiting on Nick's response. Is that Justin? I think Justin's back on.
Oh.
Or-
Well, let's just drop him in here, and he's not allowed in here if he doesn't have bourbon, though. Otherwise, we're kicking his ass back out of here.
Oh,
Yeah,
good point.
Seriously.
Oh. Where was that message? Was that in Discord, or was that on YouTube?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah, it must be. Oh, I don't know. I'm clicking between so many windows here. I'm just lost now.
Yeah, I know. It's like mission control over here.
You clearly need more bourbon.
I guess he doesn't know how to add himself back into the On the Air channel. So, yeah, you can just click on the On the Air channel, Justin, and add yourself back. I just added him back to it, though. So as long as he's back near his microphone, he'll be able to hear us now. Oh my God.
Wrong!
I just felt like playing that. I don't know why. Don't ask questions. Hashtag fuck it. All right.
Hashtag more donations. Where's everyone with the love?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I pimped this out to like everybody on Facebook, like all my family and shit, and I'm like, all right, guys, anytime now, because I saw like a bunch of them are loving the post and like, yeah, this is good. Okay, but get the fuck in here. It's all for a good cause, and I don't see a penny of it. So if there's ever reason to give me money, it's because I'm not gonna actually touch any of it. All right.
But I will tell you, you're off to a great start.
Just sending a message to Chris over there. Yeah, that's always terrible. But yeah, we definitely understand that happens to everybody. And unfortunately, Ro did get stuck at work. But yeah, I mean, these things happen, man. It's just, it's very, very unfortunate. And thank you, David, by the way. Yes, we are off to a fantastic start. We're 35% of the way there. Hashtag It tastes good, Caleb. Let's see. Mr. Boston doesn't make a bourbon. Oh, my God. But yeah, back to what we were saying about Potter and Family, though. I think, like you were saying about how warm and welcoming and wonderful everybody is, like Juliette was on Buds, Beers, and Brutality and did a fantastic job. It was absolutely an amazing listen. And I love that cross-pollinating opportunity. We've already had so many great podcasters join us today. Including you guys, of course, and we're going to have so many more podcasters, so many awesome podcasters join us between now and between the end of the day. And like I said, I'm going to keep going past midnight. I'm going to keep going until I fall over, probably. If I keep
You're
drinking
doing
this
like
bourbon, that'll
the
be
old
in a half
disc
an hour.
jockey thing, right? I'm going to stay on the roof until I make for my goal.
Yes,
Is that- Nice, good for you,
exactly
man.
that. It's like I said, if I keep drinking this bourbon, it'll probably be in a half an hour or so. But
I would just want to hear you fall asleep on mic. That's all I want in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Is this Foster Brooks or Epic Film Guys? I don't know what I'm listening to. Oh, you know what, though? I do have to bring up a movie. You know, I wouldn't be a good guest if I didn't bring up a movie with Nick from Epic Film.
wait a minute, hang on. There we go.
So last night, Juliette and I watched the classic, and I mean classic, Cannonball Run 2. Oh, yeah.
The sequel.
I've never
It's
seen
like Gone with the Wind, except with, the talent and, the great dialogue.
Except
and,
with cannonballs?
Cinematography and...
it. No.
yeah.
God, that was a bad joke.
It is actually a watchable movie. Watchable, I said. I didn't say great, but it's a watchable.
Again, we'd been drinking. So.
Jared Taylor rounding us up to $900. You're a beautiful, beautiful
All
man.
right.
I love you. Thank you very much for another donation from Destruction in Human Form, as he is better known by our friends at the Netflix.
That was my nickname in high school, I think. Wow.
And with that donation, we are now at 36% of the way to our goal.
Yes.
We're still pushing to 50. But like I said, $900 means $1,800 have been raised already today for cancer research, which is absolutely, absolutely amazing. I'm just glad we raised anything at all. And that's what I'm going to take away from it. I want to be annoyed, like, sometimes because, some people, and not to say, I mean, stuff happens with people where they can't make it, and I completely understand that. But people that said they were going to support it, like make a donation, and then they never do.
Hey, the days are still early. The day is
still very early. But regardless of whatever happens, we raised $1,800 already and counting. We're going to raise a lot more. But we've already raised this much money for cancer research, and anything that we can raise.
That's incredible, man. I mean, you should be proud. I know how much work behind the scenes that you did on all this with, seeing some of the DMs and stuff behind the scenes. Man, well, kudos to you.
Actually, I just gave myself that applause.
Here comes some more ball washing. You ready for it? You ready?
Oh, you two boys are so cute.
Yeah. But I know all the work that this, to put it all together, to get the technology together, to coordinate all the podcasts, to put together the content blocks, to, get everything with the Cancer Institute all set up and everything. and of course,
that was
your coup de grace. Your coup de grace is actually your little app for selecting, well, besides the bourbon. Your coup de grace was the app that you use for, your contests. That's
Jesus Christ.
That's the beauty of it.
We're not giving any positive
seriously,
press to Random
I'm just
Picker.
giving you shit. You did an awesome job of putting this together, and so you should high five yourself.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you, David. I definitely appreciate it, and I absolutely love having you guys here. We are going to go ahead and get ready to shuffle onto games.
Yes.
And random fun. So I don't know if Kyle and Thomas from the Uninformed Critics are actually going to make it. I think they had said earlier that they're not going to make it either. Let me just see if they're popping around here in Discord. No, they're not. So I don't think that they were going to be able to make it. Now, the next segment that's coming up, you don't have to be on the air for it. If you want to be, because you want to bullshit with me, be on the air. That's fine. I'd love to have you here. But we're going to play just some fun games on the stream. Just loosen things up. We're going to give away prizes every half an hour. And basically, the whole point of this is just to laugh and have a great time. That's all we want to do
awesome.
here is just have so much fun. So I think Fibbage is the first thing I'm actually going to fire up. David and Juliette, you guys are welcome to play. You can each play.
Yeah, we actually have to take off a little bit, but I am going to be back on
good.
for the trivia section later on.
You will be back on for movie quote trivia, which we cannot wait for. We're thrilled to have you back. That's about 8 o'clock p.m. tonight, Eastern Time.
Yep. Thanks so much for having us on. And again,
it's
this
been
is
an absolute pleasure,
you're doing
especially I've talked to you before on the air, so it's fantastic. But Juliette, I've actually never gotten a chance to talk to live on the air, so that's absolutely amazing. I love you guys to death. You guys are amazing. Keep up the amazing work with the Unwritable Rant, both of you. And I mean, I guess that means
so much.
I guess that means Juliette, keep having really crazy shit happen to you, so you can keep telling stories about it.
I have zero control over that.
Hey, we love you, Nick. Thanks for having us on, buddy.
Peace, guys. Thank you very much for being here.
Take care.